Hello there Internet, and welcome to Geeky NT, and on this episode we are going to be finally unboxing my Bebop and Rocksteady TMNT NECA figures. I have had these figures for quite some time, since launch, but I didn't want to unbox them just because I'm an inbox collector, and you can see in my earlier videos that you pretty much got that same shot with Bebop and Rocksteady, but this video is going to be unboxing these great figures, so let's go ahead and get that done. Alright, we've already seen the package in one of my previous videos. I'll go ahead and drop a link below if you wanted to see that, but this video is mainly more for the unboxing portion. Now, I went ahead and pre-unboxed these figures just because I didn't want to give you guys this opening noise of the plastic, the loud noise. It's kind of un-user friendly, and nobody really wants to hear it. But we're going to go ahead and talk about Bebop and Rocksteady. These two figures are, in my opinion, my favorite ones from the classic TMNT line. The reason being is because we've had a lot of different versions of Bebop and Rocksteady, but not quite compared to this. Let's talk about accessories before we dive into the figures themselves. So just like all NECA figures, they come with a great amount of extra hands. Now you can see I haven't taken mine out just because I'm in the middle of transitioning and relocating, so I want to keep everything situated until I can get the full posing, everything in the upcoming DTOFs, which you'll be having a video on that too. But Bebop does come with a total of 6 hands, as well as Rocksteady, and you can see the different grips, the different poses, different everything here, and the paint application is just phenomenal. It's got more of a texture, gritty grime to it versus just a regular matte finish. Rocksteady also comes with 4 different hands, 4 different grips. They look like the same exact sculpts, just different paint deco. Now let's talk about the artillery. So Bebop and Rocksteady comes with their classic guns, which they are identical. So you get 2 sets. So you get 1 blaster. You can see the nice deco on that. And you get the 1 rifle. So you get a pistol and a rifle on both. And then here's the other side with it, because accessories are really nice, but there's too much detail within these figures that I'd rather get into versus the accessories. And of course you got your communicator with a picture of Shredder on there. There's a lot going on here, so let's talk about Rocksteady first. Now, I've been asked a lot of questions. Who's my favorite? Do I like Rocksteady more? Do I like Bebop more? I've always loved Bebop more just because he was a cooler looking character, but after rewatching the cartoon, I kind of prefer Rocksteady just because he's more of a nitwit, or a cretin, as Shredder would say. But, tomato, tomato, Star Wars, Star Trek. So let's go ahead and talk about articulation here with Rocksteady. Now, Rocksteady does have a swivel at the head, and one badass thing that he does have is an articulated jaw. So his jaw does move up and down, and you can see within the mouth he's got that bright pink colored tongue. Teeth deco are spot on. He's got his grenade right here, and also what goes unnoticed are the black lines, the accent lines, that look completely animated from the TV show. This belt is sculpted on, but it is an additional plastic piece, but it is sculpted onto the body itself. Same thing with his sash over here. He's also got a turtle shell, which is a soft plastic that does move here and there. He's also got cargo pants. Everything that was drawn up on the cartoon show is exactly how he was in figure form. This is the back side of Rocksteady. Now, one thing to consider if you do have this open is that his back sword piece does not come out. It's just a wooden decoration, but it is glued on, so any knockoff movement can rip this piece right off, but luckily you can just go ahead and glue it back on. He does have a grenade on the back here as well. He does have the cargo pockets on the back side, and also the scale. It's just he was exactly more top heavy. It looks like mine's leaning a bit because he's got a little bit of a bow leg. Let's see if this fixes it up a little bit. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. But that is Rocksteady. You really can't go wrong with these NECA figures. They really do put a lot of attention to detail. Now let's go ahead and see the height of Rocksteady. So you can see he's a tad under 7 inches. And we'll go ahead and bring up Bebop since he's going to be the next one up. He is right at 7 inches, right at the top of his mohawk. So you can see a better close-up there. And a little bit of a tad under 7 inches right there. But these figures are still hard to find. Fans were not able to get their hands on Bebop and Rocksteady. So NECA is going to be rumored to have pre-orders on these if you weren't able to obtain them. So that's really cool for fans that didn't get them. Fortunately with me, I did walk into a Target on a whim and I just saw one of these packs sitting on the shelf. And I was like a giddy little school kid and like, wow, I won the lottery when I found Bebop and Rocksteady. Because these two figures were the first of their kind, meaning that they were not released in an arcade version or released in a different iteration of the Turtles. These were the first Bebop and Rocksteadies that NECA produced. And the next ones that are coming up are from the Loot Crate exclusive bundles, where I believe we're getting a bunny suit versions of these guys. But let's talk articulation with Bebop here. So we do have bends and movement at the elbow. He does have a little bit of hindrance with his turtle pads, shoulder guards there, but he does have a swivel at the bicep. He does have double elbow joints, which gives you more articulation. He does have swivels at the wrists, and I'll go ahead and show you what to do with this wrist over here on his left arm. He does have a torso bend and waist. Looks like just a little torso bend, so you can go ahead and hook him up. He does have a soft plastic vest, and it's all soft plastic material here. So he does have a lot more detail compared to Rocksteady. He's got this plastic bone necklace. He's got, his nose ring does not move, but his glasses do flip up, and looks like one of my eyes is kind of like half painted. So that's really cool that you can flip up his visor, and it gives you those creepy, beady little eyes that Bebop has. And also he's got the articulated jaw. Doesn't bend as much as Rocksteady, but the jaw does move up and down, but not as much. Of course, when you do a little bit more wear and tear on him, the plastic will be more malleable, so you can get it to your liking. So he's also got the classic sneakers here that are basically drawn up and put into figure form from the classic cartoon series. It does have swivels at the ankles, rockers at the ankles, and double knee joints. So one thing I did mention too is if you are going to be switching out hands, which I will be later, you want to go ahead and make sure that on his left wrist, when you pop out the arm, when you pop out the hand, you go ahead and make sure that you don't lose that chain. I was playing around with it earlier in the week, and this chain is real metal from what I can feel, or it's got a little bit of weight to it, or it could be just a really hard plastic. Can't really tell. But you'll see that he has a hook on his arm, and basically you want to make sure that at least one of those is hooked on prior to, you want to make sure that it's hooked in prior to putting in the hand, because it is a separate accessory piece, so just make sure you're diligent or you're going to be one sad collector. Last but not least on this video, we're going to be discussing the size comparison. So I went ahead and just grabbed some of my current TMNT NECA figures, and you can see the size comparison amongst all the different turtles, villains, everything that's currently out right now. Now I did forget one little guy here, and you can never forget about Slash. You know, Slash has always got his binky, so you can never count him out. But this is just a nice little size comparison to see the scale of the different NECA TMNT Toon series. So if you guys like this video, go ahead and click that like button. If you guys want to see more for this series, go ahead and drop a comment below. If you guys liked it, go ahead and let us know via comments or by simply subscribing to our channel. It'll definitely help us out, and we greatly appreciate it. Until then, my friends, don't forget to geek out, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next video.